There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back, South Africa, and I believe we'll be making you very happy today because it's all about Biltong. Marcel, are you a Biltong fan?
Absolutely.
Well, then you'll be happy to know because this next recipe is all about Biltong. There is nothing quite like it. And just when you think you've seen Biltong in all its forms, we are going to show you how to make a spectacular Biltong charcuterie board with a delicious Clover Classic Mayo Biltong dip. Have you ever seen or heard of something like that?
No, but I'm very curious.
I love the fact that you're curious, and you've got a selection of different types of Biltong ways or forms that you find it. You've got the snap sticks, you've got the Biltong slices. So what you're going to do while I'm making the dip, in fact, I'm going to ask you just to leave about a space this size in the center, just so I can put the dip in the center there. But you can actually just start assembling the charcuterie board for us. And if people don't know, you can actually go ahead assembling it for us.
Perfect.
If people don't know, a charcuterie board is basically similar to a cheese board. The only difference is the type of ingredients you have in there, whereas a cheese board focuses a lot more on the cheeses, a selection, a variety of cheeses, and other elements to it. With a charcuterie board, it focuses more on the meats that are in there. In this case, we are focusing on those Biltong flavors, and that's why we've got the droeworst in there, and we've also got, you know, the snap sticks and so forth. I'm not sure if you've ever made platters before.
Yes.
You have?
That's my speciality because I can't really cook. But don't tell my husband, please.
I love that because now you get to shine as much as you can in this instance.
Yes.
Awesome. Then I'm going to get started with our Biltong dip that we're making over here. And in this instance, I'm choosing to go with our Biltong slices, which tend to be slightly softer. I like the more moist one. I don't like that Biltong that's too dry because it feels like it just goes on forever. The chewing just goes on forever. And that's just me, South Africa. Don't come for me. And into this, I'm adding a bit of cream cheese, which is in essence going to just tone down all those flavors that we're adding in here. And then just to add a slight sweetness, I'm going in with our sweet chili sauce. Obviously, this dip is about variety. So if you're someone that loves your dips a lot more spicy, you're more than welcome to add more spice into this. You can add some fresh chilies if you want to. You can add some more garlic. I'm going in with some herbs, and we've chosen to go with parsley, but we want it to be slightly tangy, so that's why we're choosing to go with our Clover Classic Mayo. And I'm going to be using the number 2 because, as you know, Clover Classic comes in those 3 levels of tanginess, from your 1, which is mild, and number 2, which is the medium, and that's what I'm using today, and number 3, which is a bit on the stronger side, which is much more tangy, which is great because then it helps with people's different tastes and needs when it comes to what you want in the dip. So all I'm going to do here, Marcel, is just blend this together, but I have to say that charcuterie board is looking absolutely gorgeous.
I'm feeling the pressure here.
You shouldn't, because you're doing quite well. You're doing very well.
Thank you.
What is the one thing that you definitely always have on your cheese boards or platters or charcuterie boards in this instance?
I think what my secret is with the cheese is to heat it up a little bit.
Okay.
With like a camembert, like just a little bit in the pan, so it's not so cold.
Ah.
That's really nice.
That's a good tip because obviously when you go into it, there it becomes almost of a dip itself.
A bit more gooey.
I love that. So I'm going to go into blending this for us and making sure it comes together. And there we go. So as you see, I've made sure just to keep a little bit of the chunks in there as well. And I'm gonna just mention the fact that because the Biltong already has its saltiness, I'm not adding any additional salt to this because the flavors are already in there with the Biltong and the sweet chili. And we just dollop this beautiful dip into the center. And before we go too far, Marcel, I mean, I'm busy raving here and going on about the flavors. I think it would be best if I let you give it a taste.
Keep your space there.
Just take a bit of a crack at, try it. Let me know what you think before I put it in the center.
Amazing, thank you.
Awesome stuff. This baby goes in the center. Your reviews, out of 10, that's all I need to know. What do you give it? From 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being absolute worst.
11 for you.
I love it. And if you also want to get 11 out of 10, then make sure to head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the full recipe.